Hi everybody, how y'all doing? Welcome to the Ice House. We try to keep things cool, calm, collected, and mostly a bit chill. Well, if you've been paying attention to the weather lately, it's been a bit of up, down, cold, hot, rainy, humid, and then it goes back to being a little bit more dry. So there's been a lot going on. And then for those of us who are suffering the pollen season, well, that just adds a lot more of, the mix in the air, right? And if you can't tell, I got a little bit of a schnoz thing for myself going on this week. A little bit between the rain and all that, and pollen, and, trying to clean up some stuff, staying indoors and tackling some of those dusty areas that, I avoid for too long, and then, this happens, right? But today, it kind of leads into what I want to talk about. Because today I want to talk about, it's always the little things that come first, right? And what I mean by that is, even when in life we have to tackle the big decisions, right? And there's a lot of times that we can agree with people on certain big decisions or work together, like whether it's a big project at work or in our family or in a community. There's something of the greater good that we can say, yeah, let's set aside all the other things, let's make this happen, right? But as soon as that big thing that we all agreed on comes to fruition, then it's all dealing with the housekeeping and the handling, the day-to-day, and once again, all the little things that stack up, right? I mean, it's the same way why we have factions of systems, or even different denominations in religious areas, right? Because we agree on big things, but not necessarily on everything. I mean, like I said, political factions, religious factions, there's all this sort of thing of, it kind of goes with the same thing in life. There's a lot of different kinds of people, and we all have different preferences, and we all have different, personalities. But one of the things that's been more and more I've been reminded of this week is we find the people that are like us, right? We find the people that you want to say you resonate with, or people that just make you feel at home or comfortable with. People that, it's not even that, some people want to be around people that don't challenge them, which is a whole different thing. But sometimes it's being around the people that you want to talk to and you want to listen to, that can challenge you, but talk to you in a way that makes you want to work with them and grow, right? And some of it can create sort of a in-group if you're not careful. And sometimes, I'm not talking about finding an echo chamber either, right? I don't want to find people that agree with me all the time, because, that's kind of boring. And the irony of that is, even when you find an echo chamber where people agree on the bigger things, once the trickle-down economics, or is that like I call the fickle-down economics of all the moodiness, the pettiness, clearly if you agree on this, then you should agree on every other level, like voting straight ticket. But most of us really don't vote straight ticket, or believe in a straight ticket sort of mentality of, if I believe this, then all these things are true. Yet, it's funny how we look at other people and judge them to say, if you believe this, all these other things are true, right? Because, once again, it's all the little things that we don't take into account for that really allow us to connect or work well with somebody or not, right? Whether it's, these flagship ideas are not what maketh the man or the woman or the child or the person or the puppet. And so, like I said, it's always it's always the little things that come first, because, I mean, not as much of our real life is like the movies or that big moment, right? That I don't think anybody's life is like that TV show, remember 24, right? I mean, it was a good show. It was pretty intense, and how things got resolved in 24 hours. But if everybody's day was like that every 24 hours, I don't think we'd make it at all, right? And I know that wasn't the premise of the show either. I'm just saying, even if I had one day like that, I think I'd just be dead to the world for quite a long time. But it was kind of like my PSA yesterday, talking about, well, we got to take care of ourselves, and we got to take care of each other. And it's the little things of hygiene, of staying hydrated, of eating well, getting enough rest. Those things are enough to make us able to process the day in a healthy way, or process the way in a very unhealthy way, and then spiral from there, right? Because if our baseline is already tense, stressed out and chaotic, well, we're kind of doing ourselves and everybody else a disservice. So, yeah. I mean, I get that today's a little bit scattered, but I think it's, well, kind of all interconnected in the way that when it comes to living our own lives, and it comes to, our big decisions, and how we navigate some of the big stuff really is dependent on our day-to-day things. And it's funny how sometimes when we're asked a question, what would you do in this circumstance? Well, looking at this two-dimensional question of how would I spend this amount of money or do all this and this, right? And you're also being asked this, so you feel like you got to give the right answer, right? But most of the time, when it comes down to what we'd actually do, it's pretty much the summation of all the little parts and all the little details and all the little choices we've made. And usually, by the time we've actually lived out to the point we have some sort of opportunity to do something, we are not in the same place, not in the same shoes, not in the same circumstances, or we might even not have the same goal as when we were asked a hypothetical question, because real life isn't quite hypothetical. I mean, it goes back to when you connect with another person again, you can agree on these big ideas, right? Even like a family dinner, right? Dare I go there? I mean, there's people that we love that are family that we can talk about some things and really enjoy, but then also, you've been paying attention the last 6 months, saying that, oh, if you made this big choice, right, that disagrees with my big choice, then I'm gonna cut you off entirely, right? It's like, once again, I know that all your little choices and all your other things that, I care about you as a person, and, I want good things, but to put the weight of one decision to ignore all the little things, when eventually you realize that all the little things are what's important, and you can disagree on a thing or two, and it shouldn't end the world or change something or take away the value of a relationship that's already there, that has meaning and depth. Like in the same way that, connecting with somebody on a deeper level usually happens because all these little things kind of line up, and they're easygoing and easy to connect with and easy to sort of, hey, I wonder what's next. I wonder more about that person. I enjoy spending time with them because of all these things are simple and line up, and it's so natural, right? So, yeah. I think we should really start focusing on the little things and the simple things in ourselves. Start trying to focus on taking care of the little things and being there for the people around us. Because when we work on all the little things, the bigger things that we may disagree on or agree on, I mean, sometimes they're big enough to cause a schism. But a lot of times, when everything falls out, we realize the value of that person is a bit too much to, well, we shouldn't have let go of them in the first place, right? So, that's about all I have to say, and I know I kind of went light to heavy, so, you know, maybe like a pineapple upside down cake, or maybe a pineapple normal cake, depending on how you look at it. But I mean, let me know what you think down below, right? I'd love to hear you guys' feedback, and it's, like I said, and I'm not saying the little things just because I'm a penguin and I'm small, right? That's a reward for you if you made it to the end of the video. So that's all I got for today, so keep those little things going and look for them and see how all the, well, how all the connections and all the things that feel natural really are the simple little things that keep us going. So until next time, enjoy the little things. And maybe some of the big things too. And we'll see you later. Bye!